Hey there, and welcome to this week's Sunday Musings, where every week I spend a little time talking about something that's been on my mind. I also write a weekly blog. You can find a link for that right here that complements everything I talk about. I really look forward to hearing from you and would invite a conversation. So if you'd like to talk about this, please leave me a message, comment on my post, or if you stick around to the end of the video, you can actually see a link to schedule a time to talk with me. I look forward to having a conversation. This week, I want to talk about the journey of change. And I want to start off with the saying that you hear a lot when you're younger, which is, when you leave home, you just can't go home again. This actually comes from Thomas Wolfe's novel, You Can't Go Home Again. But I don't think most of us know that as we hear it when we're younger. What does it really mean? Well, you tend to interpret this pretty literally when you're younger. If you leave home, nothing's ever going to be the same. And that sounds really melodramatic, but the reality is it's absolutely true. Because every time you leave, not just for a weekend away or for camp, but if you go away to school for college, or you go away for a year or two and do something, when you come home, you've changed and everything around you has changed. I think my first experience with this was when I was in high school, believe it or not. I did a 3-month exchange in high school, and I left and moved out to Quebec to learn French. And I lived with a host family and experienced things I had never experienced before. I spoke in a different language. I went to school in a different language. And I'll be honest, the kids in Montreal, where I was very nearby, were really different. And sometimes I think a little more advanced or mature or adventurous than I was, coming from a small country town in southern Alberta. So I came back really different. And I remember on the plane trip home, I was scared to come home, to go back to my family and school and everything I'd known, because I wasn't sure if I would fit in anymore. Now, it's only 3 months. When I got back, I wasn't the same person. And for sure, the town that I grew up in had changed, even if it was only 3 months. And it took me some time to learn my way around again. Then I went off to graduate school and spent a couple years away and came back, and the town I grew in was bigger. There were new housing developments. Every year I go back now and spend time with my family, it's different. I sometimes need almost a GPS to find my way around. And I think that's really a good way to think about life. I've changed, and where I've been from changes. And that means when we get together, we need to have an open mind and look with open eyes, and no predetermined conclusions about what should be, and just enjoy the adventure of visiting a new place through different eyes every time. I think it's hard sometimes to realize when you have changed or how much you've changed. And so I also think sometimes you need to go back to a place that feels like it shouldn't have changed, like your family home, and look at it through new eyes and talk to the people you've known for a long time and see how they've changed. And really take some time to reflect internally and understand that you too have grown and changed. This is almost always for the best. We need to experience life and change and grow, because if we don't, we're obviously not living our life the fullest. We need to be and embrace our authentic selves. It's okay to grieve what's changed and those things you can never go back to. But it's also okay to embrace the great adventure and see what's going to happen next. And sometimes to take a moment to look back and understand, wow, I really am a different person. And I've grown and I've improved, and I like who I've become, and I can't wait for the next adventure. I would love to hear from you about your thoughts about the journey of change. And until next week, see you later.